Okay, in this video we're having a look at my SMB65 series side mount brackets for rotators and mast bearings. We'll start with the rotator mount. This is the, well, as you can see here in the background, rotator mount. Move them over here a bit further so you can see a bit better. I'll put the other one in a minute, which is loose. So basically we have 6 mounting bolts on this one. And twin gussets. I'll grab the actual one from behind here. As you can see, if I get the light not shining in the right place, twin gussets. The hole in the middle here is for HyGain entry and for airflow for other rotators who have breathers at the bottom. And as you can see, we have spanner holes. When I get the light not shining, being stainless steel, you've got spanner holes here to get to the back bolts on this one. So yeah, elongated holes here, here and here to align and make sure the rotator is all in position. And we have all the mounting holes. I'll turn it back over again, get some more glare going. There we go. And mounting holes for basically all rotator design, including HyGain and PSTs as well, the bottom 2 PSTs. Kenpro, 4 stud, 6 stud Emotators, and other sort of ones between. So basically, the this is the actual rotator mount. So it actually, can you read there if you can see it in the bloody flare of the light? It says SMB65ss, being R for rotator. So basically, it started with this back mounting plate, which was a mast clamp for another rotator. We decided to then put a couple of little locators in here. And we made the top plate, and that has locators, which you can see there and here. That just means I can actually assemble it, and then it can be welded in these positions, welded there and there. And yeah, so 6 bolt stud, 6 bolt mounting clamps. So as you can see on the one that's actually here, it's all mounted up, ready to go. So if I was to just drop a fake rotator on there, this would line up with the holes for the Emotator, since that is an Emotator. It would line up with those holes. So push back down again, taking it back off there so I can mark it. So yeah, that's for up to 63.5 millimeter square round tube. That particular configuration, which uses this as a backing. So this is the other half. This is the backing piece. So it just clamps on there with the 6 bolts, and yeah, basically that's the rotator one. They can come in with that, or the move that back, move to the road, move that to the road as well. And the bearing mount is the same mounting at the back for this up to 63 mil. So this will do 50 to 63 mil. So 63 mil, 61. 55s and stuff down to 50 mil. Not recommended for 50 mil, but you know, 50 mil will still fit. So yeah, and this is the SMB65ss for the bearing on this one. Stop the flash of reflections. This one actually has 2 sets of gusset holes, for spanner holes I should say. One for the back hole to get to that back one there. And the actual gussets are on an angle on this one, as you can see, to get past the 65 mil hole in the guts of it for the mast bearings. This is for the larger mast bearings, as you can see there. So I made one bracket of each, so one for the mast bearing and one for the rotator, being the fact that we can't have holes in the middle of the clamp for mainly Creates and other shaft driven rotators, because all the weight is smack bang in the middle here, and your mast will punch the bottom of the rotators out, especially the Creates. So there, right. So there we have the upside down. There we see more through the spanner holes to the back one, and the holes are elongated as well, just so you can put this together a lot easier, especially on these side ones here. I'll go through that in a minute. I'll move the other one over here, and we'll have a look quickly. Then we have as well an adaptation to use with square tube. So basically, we've made up a locator plate, as you can see, a locator plate, which grabs hold of the mast in here to fill up the gap in this here. So basically, when you look at that, I'll move that back a bit. So this is your normal backing plate. So basically, I'll go the other way I should say. Since you can't put square tube in this section here, you can put big wide square tube, 63mm, but you can't put 50. So I had to put this plate in there. And plus you have the 2 mounting holes on this one, which you centre on your mast, your square mast. This is for square mast, 50mm. 50mm up to 2 inch, which is 51mm or thereabouts, or 58mm. So basically that locates it, and then you can put your backing plate, which is the 50mm clamp plate of it. There it is. Again, this is just made up. It's all stainless steel, laser cut, computer folded, and then welded. So basically, this is basically the same brackets, same locator points, as you can see. All the punch points in this one's are the same, and the bearings are on an angle. They're in a different position. So I just made the brackets, and then I just make this adaptation for square tube. So basically, that will sit in there like this, and locate, and that will clamp it in, as in this one just here. If you have a good look at it, just bring it a bit closer. This one's the bearing one, and with the bearing one I give out eye bolts. For some reason these old bolts are pretty long. They're 100mm instead of 75 that I asked for, but not a problem. So basically, the eye bolts means you can guide the mast bearing side of the actual of this. So basically, while I'm here, and we've got this nice and close, if I can get it a bit further away like that. If we were to put the Create mast bearing on here, we basically do that. We find the holes on the sides first. We locate that in there, and when I've got my eyes in, I'll be right. Yeah. That's that one, and being elongated, you can move it left and right. So when you look here, so then we put this side one in, and that gets it away from those spanner holes, or the room for where the spanner holes are. We put them both in, and I might try and turn this sideways to let you see what it looks like from underneath at the present moment. So you can move backwards and forwards. And then you can, makes it easy to get this. If this didn't have the hole there, you wouldn't be able to get this bolts to be done up. So then we just lift those up like that, and then you can centre the other ones in, and just put your other bolts in, and this will all line up. And then you can do the back holes up with access through the side here, because you'll have a mast here eventually. So this will all be nice and tight, presto like that. So there we have a CK46 in here on top. There's your mast bearing sitting on there, and then basically, yeah, you go from there. So I'm going to take this back up again to get out of the road, because it's not exactly light, this thing. So that just, you always do the side bolts first, and then you do the front and back ones. It just makes it easier to do these side bolts up. So there we go. There's that part of it. I'll take that off, get that out of the road. So yeah, that's the bearing one with the actual eye bolts for guying off when you guy the top section. It can come with that or without, depending on what you want to do, but that's what I've supplied with these. So yeah, there we go. So the actual so there's we go back to the gusset on this one. There was other brands around that had a single gusset in the middle. I decided to go 2 gussets for more strength, and we don't want the actual bracket actually physically bending, because theirs was only a really short little gusset into here, and this was allowed to move around too much. I didn't like that. So, and this was we had these made in stainless steel, which means I haven't got to do any other processes. No galvanizing, no painting, all done one hit. Don't do anything else. So yeah, basically it's just a much easier way of doing things. So you actually probably can see the actual how much it's flared out from the original. You put these side by side. then the actual backing plates here are the same. You can see how much we had to flare it out to get past the go for the 65mm hole, and still make it be able to be usable. So there we go. So that's a bit of a run through of this. Basically, as it is this part only with this one, just the standard backing is $275 Australian. And then when we, that's for either one of the 65 SSR or the 65 SSB, the B being that one, and the B being this one, and the R being the rotator one. And as for the one that has the extra backing and the LC50SE, which is this one, which is the bearing mount one, that is $320 because it has the extra eye bolts on it. And the other one is without that, for the actual rotator, which goes on there like this. That one, and that. That one is $315 Australian, because it doesn't have the eye bolts in that one. So yeah, that's why it's just a little bit difference in price. So yeah, basically there we go. My side mount brackets, SMBs, 65, being 65 for 65mm up to 65mm mast, and we have an adaptation for square 50mm mast. So there we go. That's a brief quick look at the side mount brackets. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll finish it off there, and we'll probably do another one later on. Thank you, catch you later.